And we are live. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing? I'm excited to be here on another episode. How are you? How is your week going? I'm so happy that you could join me. Hey, hey, hey. Thanks for joining, Bev. I appreciate it. Hey, hey, hey. Thanks. Thank you so much for being here. Quick thing here, we are broadcasting on several platforms. So if you're able to hear me on whatever platform you are, if you hear me, if you see me, please give me an emoji. I like to just know that you can hear me fine. I like to know that the technology is working fine. Last week we had one drop and I had to re-add it. So let me know if you can hear me. I'm excited that you are here. Get in here, get in here, get in here if you're not already here. We're just going to give a few more seconds for people to join in. I am excited to be here. Always a pleasure to join you at least every once a week and go through some of the things that we're going through as women in the corporate world. Okay. So, um, just as an introduction, this special live is usually for women in the corporate world, professional women who are high performers and are feeling overlooked and undervalued. They are ready to position themselves for executive leadership. And these are the people I normally put this together for. That said, if you apply these principles to any area of your life, they will work for you because they are based on proven principles and proven processes. Okay, so who am I and why am I talking to you? I am Dr. Shade. If you have not made my acquaintance, you need to get to know me. Slide into my inbox. I need to know what you're working on. I need to know what it is as a corporate woman that you're struggling with and how I might be able to help you address some of those issues. So, I'm a certified leadership coach. I am a high performance strategist. I help women who are in the corporate world to ditch the overwhelm and get recognized for what they can bring to the decision making table. You see, a lot of women are out there who have so much to give. Give me a second. Um, I'm getting a signal that one of the platforms is not on, which is why I like it when you guys just give me a hint when you cannot hear me. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I'm going to see if it's back on. Uh, okay, perfect. Um, Looks like it's live. It looks like it's not. So, if any of you cannot hear me on any platform, please let me know. I'm just getting a signal that we might be having trouble. That said, it's something that we can fix later if it is not actually broadcasting. Okay. Why are you waiting for broadcast? We're already live. We are live. I actually have people watching from there. If you can hear and see me, would you please drop me an emoji? I just need to know that this is working. I have people live on there, and for some reason I'm getting a sign that um, this is not live. Please give me a second. Let me make sure everybody who is watching can hear me. Okay. Okay, so we won't let this hold us back. If it's not working there, I'll post it later. I apologize if you're watching on that platform. Yeah, it looks to be back on now. Okay, we are live, and I was saying it is very important for women to get recognized for this for the intelligence, the amount of knowledge and wisdom that they bring to the table. A lot of times women go through the corporate system not being recognized, not being valued, not being used for the things that they can bring. And day in, day out, you find yourself working a job that is almost mindless, whereas the things you have in your brain that you can bring to the table and actually change the policies that are on ground are not being utilized. I'm looking in the comment section. If you are not, if I'm dropping on another platform, I need to know as well. This one doesn't seem to be working, but that's fine. We can upload that later. But just let me know, please, if you're watching me live, if your platform is, if you can't hear me or you can't see me. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay and leave me your comments in the comment section. This is a conversation that we need to keep going. Okay? So, why are we talking about corporate women and helping them to show up? Again, women always get their voices stifled. Women get their voices shouted down, not literally, but when your voice is not recognized, you tend to keep it to yourself because you're afraid of being embarrassed. You're afraid of being told that you do not know what you're talking about, and you find yourself kind of keeping your opinion to yourself. So if you're joining me live, I want you to share this, share. Even if you're doing the replay, I want you to share, hashtag replay, and let me know that you are letting other people in your platform benefit from this. This week, we'll be looking at a very interesting topic. It is something that economists have dubbed the Great Resignation. You know, I've received quite a few comments in my inbox expressing surprise at some of the numbers that I cited. So here's where I say Google is your friend. Since April of 2021, 4 million people a month, at least, have been quitting their jobs in the United States alone. And I'm going to let that sink in. It cuts across all employment levels, and I'm talking about just the United States. Is it surprising? Really? Do you also want to know that women top the numbers? Of those 4 million, the majority, well over 50%, are women. Why are we surprised though? And how did we not see this coming? After all, women were at the receiving end of most of the problems of the pandemic. One, women were most likely to be working the jobs that were cut, right? They were mostly the people in the entertainment industries, the servers in the restaurants and all that were mostly women. Those were the jobs that were cut first because everybody had to stay at home. All the restaurants shut down. Who lost their jobs the fastest? Again, the women who had to stay and work tended also to work in the jobs that exposed them the most to the virus. Who is in the health sector the most? Who are the nurses? Who are the first respondents and healthcare givers? Most of them are women. So women were at the receiving end of the pandemic, and so when it came to resigning as well, they are ahead. Why is this surprising though? Because if you check who's making the decisions versus who is bearing the brunt, there's a disconnect. Who's making all the policies? Mostly, you are likely to find men on the decision-making table, whether in country politics or whether in the organization and the different industries where these women are bearing the brunt of. I know a country. Drop me something in the emoji, something in the comment section if this resonates with you, or if you understand anything that I'm saying, or if you've heard anything about the Great Resignation and what it means for you. Okay, I know a country, and I digress. I know a country where, and I'm not naming names, women in the House of Assembly are about 5%, and in the Senate are about 6%. We recently had a man in the House of Representatives offering to chair the Department of Women Affairs. Yes, that's the kind of world we live in, where women are supposed to perform optimally, right? So stay with me in this interesting conversation. I really want to hear your opinion, and I'm going to keep looking in the comment section because I want to see the things that you have to say about this. Engage with me, and if you're not comfortable, you can go into my inbox. I'll see it and I'll discuss it. Okay. So what is your experience with this major shift? Who do you know who is in the same situation, or someone who is considering quitting their jobs, someone who is at the verge of leaving their job, someone who is at the verge of just giving up and knowing that the job is not going to value them, or feeling like their jobs are not just going to recognize them for what they can bring to the table? Is it a wonder then? Hello, hello, I see you. Thanks for joining. Is it a wonder that since the pandemic, employees have been leaving the workforce in droves? They're either switching jobs or leaving. Now, economists have dubbed it the Great Resignation. Why do we think this is happening? Just drop me something in the comment section. Why do you think the Great Resignation is happening? They had to coin a term for it because it is a phenomenon. To put this in perspective, Microsoft surveyed about 30,000 global workers. They came up with the finding that 41% of workers are currently considering quitting or changing their profession this year alone, still in 2021. I'm going to let that sink. That's about half the population of workers, very close to half. Another study from a HR software company in the UK and Ireland showed that 38% of those surveyed plan to quit in the next 6 months to a year. I'm going to let you take that in. In the United States alone, we've already said that from April, where 4 million quit their jobs in an unprecedented spike. That was the highest record, and it shook the United States economy. Since then, the numbers have not reduced. As a matter of fact, it's closer to 4.3, 4.4 million every month since then. Do I need to let you know that many businesses are in crisis mode right now? And the biggest problem, they won't recognize it until it is too late. What do you think is driving this great resignation? I am so glad you asked. But before I go on and answer it, if you have something coming to your mind about why you think this great resignation is happening, drop it for me in the comment section. I just like to see what you're thinking. I like to know what it is that you've come across or you've heard or you're personally going through, or you know someone who is experiencing. Why do you think this great resignation is happening? I'll tell you what the biggest problem of cooperation in America is. People's strategy. Well, you've heard it said before that people don't quit jobs. They leave bad leaders. They leave bad managers. They leave bad management. Insensitive leadership and management is what people quit. People don't actually leave jobs. People could transition in jobs where there's good leadership and where there's good management, but they do not quit. Where you hear the quit, it is bad leadership. HR calls it people's strategy. In the corporate world, I tell you, it's just a fancy word for failure of leadership. What do you think about that? Now, the negligence that is being shown and allowing this great resignation comes at a cost. So far, the cost has been in billions of dollars, but the bigger one is coming because right now, corporations are gradually sleepwalking towards a talent exodus. People of value, people who know their worth, people who are experienced, people who have given their all and have not been recognized are leaving. And the effect is going to hit. At the point it hits, it will be too late. Now, there are a number of reasons that people seek change. For some workers, they say the pandemic precipitated a shift for them. They began to see life differently. It encouraged them either to pursue a dream job, or some women especially wanted to transition into being stay-at-home parents. But for most others, the decision to leave their jobs came as a result of the way the employer treated them during the pandemic. So we're going back to leadership. We're going back to the power of leadership to make or break. As a predictable response, thank you for joining. I see you. Thanks for your comments. Yeah, I will address that later. As a predictable response, ultimately, In the surveys, they found that workers stayed at companies that offered them support, but they took off like a bolt, like a lightning bolt from those that didn't offer support. So I'll begin to show you where there's a great disconnect, even in the face of reality, how leaders can live in their own world while running their businesses aground. This is the problem when there's no quality leadership. I'm going to show you a quick slide, and I'll try and go over it and quickly explain what I perceived as soon as I saw that slide and how we need great leadership. The corporate world is suffering from a great dearth of effective leadership. We are missing effective leadership and we are running businesses to the ground. If you just give me a second, I will share my. Hey, babe, I see you. I'm going to give you a slide. You know what? I don't think I uploaded it here. Just give me a second. Okay. Okay. Just let me know when you can see the slide. Hey, Bev, thank you. Can you just let me know when you see the slide? It's loading. So I'm going to show you this slide essentially to demonstrate to you that the leadership doesn't even understand what is going on. And that is the quality of leaders we have right now. Okay? Okay? Do you see my slide? Perfect. So the darker blue are the responses as reasons for resignation from employees, from the actual people. Thank you so much. Yes, from the actual people who are resigning. So the darker slide are their responses. The lighter shade are the responses that the surveys got from the HR teams and the decision makers in the organization. So the leaders who are responsible for treating the people in a way that either makes them leave or stay. Now watch this. Worsening work-life balance. Both HR and employees were about on the same page with that. The HR think that pay freeze or pay cut is the reason why people are leaving. But that's not what the actual employees are saying. When it comes to toxic workplace culture, majority of employees say that that is what is making them leave, while the leadership thinks only 25% impact is what that has. Now, here's where it gets very interesting. When it comes to reduction in benefit as a reason for people quitting, HR seems to think up to 3 times more than the actual employees that reduction in benefits is why people are leaving. Whereas that's not why people are leaving. So they're not even listening. Going to the last reason that was given for people leaving, the fear of being laid off. HR actually thinks 4-5 times more than the actual employees that the reason people are leaving is because they fear being laid off. But that is not what the people are saying. And how are you going to lead them? How are you going to support them when you're not even listening to them? If you ask me, reasons 1, reason 2, and reason 3 are all toxic workplace culture, which add up to make a huge number and the actual reason why people are leaving. The last 2, which is reduction in benefits and being laid off, only HR is concerned about that. The actual people leaving are not concerned. Now, why am I saying this and what does it mean for you? Drop something for me in the comment section if you can relate to this, or if you have heard or seen anything that kind of makes this message clear to you. If you can see the reason why people are quitting in droves, I'd like to hear what you have to say about it. And if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comment section later. Please share this video. Let the people in your network watch this and benefit from what is going on here. Okay? Because there's a lot to unpack. I'm going to see if we have time to, if I don't feel like we exhausted this, or if I get questions that come in during the week, I'll see if I can expand on this later, but it's up to you to ask me the questions so I can know what angle you want me to take this from. What does this mean for you? Number one, a lot of you have been having doubts about what your workplace is offering you right now and whether it's even worth putting in all the stress. Some of you have anxiety that heightens every Sunday night because you dread Monday, whatever Monday means for you. For some of you who run shifts or work weekends, Monday is your next shift, the one you don't want to go to, the one you wish is 2 days away. And when 2 days come, you wish is another 5 days away. But some of you even feel guilty because you have a job. You're being told to be grateful that you even have a job. You know, some people who lost their job during the pandemic. You know, some people who couldn't cope because they couldn't balance home life with work. Above all, you don't really have anyone to talk about this with, anyone that can make a change. At work, you can't tell your colleagues what you're really going through because they're the ones you have to put up a face for. So you bug your spouses, you bug your friends, but they're really not the ones that can make the change that you need. I have news for you. Right now, we're counting days to the end of 2021, and a lot of things are still not in place. You're still doubting yourself. You're still not standing up for what you need. You're still wondering whether or not you're good enough for that position, for that corner office, for that decision-making position. I tell you that if you do not do anything differently, 2022 is going to coast along the same way that 2021 went. Thank you for joining. I see you. Thank you. Thank you. Hashtag or an emoji for me, or hashtag whatever you're feeling and whatever you're connecting with in what I'm saying. If you're wondering what is next for you, if you're wondering, do I resign or not? What are my next steps? What can I do to position myself differently? What do I need to do to make next year different than this year? Or what are the benefits or the problems of the Great Resignation? For me, you are the exact reason why I created the LEAD system of leadership and how you can leverage it. I would love to chat with you. I'll leave a link in the comment section or in the description section, depending on where you're watching me from. Before you quit, chat with me. It might be the right decision. It might be the perfect timing, but it might not be. I'm rooting for you. I would like to connect with you before you make that huge decision. Click on the link. It's free. You get to chat with me, and I see where you are and walk you through what are the next steps to position yourself strategically. You know you got this. You were made for greatness. You were built for this thing. You were built for leadership. You were built to be a change maker. You were built for impact. Don't settle for less. I cannot wait to talk to you. You take care. Cheers.